It came in. Shipping manager, Corsair Gaming. That's actually kind of interesting because it's an Elgato product, so I guess I should look up why that is. What's in the box?
What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
Give me the gun.
So, you may be wondering, what's in my box? It's nothing from Corsair, so I don't know why it says that. I have to look. I don't know if like they have like an agreement to ship stuff out, but it is from Elgato. So, let's take a look what's in my box. Elgato is owned by Corsair. Corsair acquired Elgato in 2018. Huh. The more you know. Anyways, back to the video. We have the multi-mount accessory kit, in quotations. I think it's kind of like a kit, but I got the Elgato Flex Arm for some nice shot down videos for when I get more products in. Like I want to do a review on a keyboard or, you know, a knife, a gun, I don't know. Whatever I want to do a review on, it's going to make it a little easier to do those top-down shots you guys like to see on the YouTubes. Then I also got the solid arm mount, which I'm probably going to mount my camera on. It's the piece that attaches to the side of your multi-mount. So you can attach a camera or a light. I think most things online you'll see is the camera's on the solid arm and the light is on the multi-mount system as well. But with the Flex Arm needing to go on a multi-mount, I might throw on the camera there. I'm not quite sure yet, but we'll get to that in the video. So let's unbox it. Wait, one more thing. If you guys like this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I know I haven't been posting a lot. I'm really busy with work. I'm trying to step up my game in terms of posting videos, not just on this channel, but also the Heritage Room channel. It's just when it comes to military content, when guys send me in videos and stuff and them working, you kind of run out of content unless you're filming it on your own. And I'm not really trying to go out and film all that stuff, at least yet. So maybe I'll reach out to some buddies. If they have more content to film, we can start getting more videos up on the Heritage Room page. But as of now, again, please like, subscribe. If you hit that notification bell, you'll get a notification when I post my next video, which might be sooner than you think because I'm actually working on 2 videos, this one and one other one, for some Lord of the Rings fans out there. All right, so we have our 2 packages here from Elgato. We have the solid arm and the flex arm for the multi-mount system. The current setup I have now is my Lumix GH5 on my multi-mount, actually just pointed straight down, and then I have my key light here on its original stand pointing down as well. So we're going to go over the flex arm first, and then we'll transition to the camera on the flex arm, and then open up the solid arm so you guys can get a good comparison of me just porting my camera straight down at an odd angle, which this actually doesn't look too bad. My desk is kind of cleaned up right now for the video. So this isn't a bad option. If you're looking to start content creation, you can easily start with the multi-mount arm by itself and kind of build on as you go, which is actually what I did. I've actually had this arm for my camera for a while. So this is the box it comes in, flex arm, multi-mount accessory. So we're gonna open it up. It's very simple packaging. Elgato has always done a pretty good job with its packaging. You have your instructions here. Just kind of gives you an explanation of all the pieces. So the purpose of the flex arm here, it's to do like fine tuning for angles and positioning for a camera. So you have multiple small segments that kind of bend and adjust easily, which is what you're looking at here. Or you have these arms that you kind of attach together, and you can set your camera up at pretty much any angle you need, mainly to get good top-down shots for like unboxings, which is what we're doing now, or like keyboard reviews. I know you guys seen a lot of things online with people unboxing things, and they have that kind of straight-down shot. This is perfect for that, and that's one of the reasons I got this. So then from the instructions, it kind of just looks like you go big to small, which makes sense in terms of load capacity. So we'll go ahead and do that now. We'll attach everything so you kind of see how the pieces are put together, because it's just like these ball bearings that kind of slide in here and you tighten it down. It's a fairly simple system, so Elgato did a really good job on that. The only thing that kind of bugs me about this mounting system is, especially when I'm taking off my camera or my light mounts, I think it's mainly with my light mount actually, is when I'm undoing these, It looks like they kind of fixed it a little bit. It kind of can fall off easily, but you can see they added this bolt on the outside here that kind of holds it in. So this is the only part that kind of fell off. So that can kind of be a pain in the ass to deal with sometimes if you're not paying attention. But we'll go ahead and slide these on here. So you just kind of put these inside like this, and then you just tighten it down with the screw head. So this is the first segment on. You can see it kind of just fits in there perfectly, and it's very loose now because I don't have it very tight. But that's the whole premise of it. I mean, it can turn pretty freely. You can bend it, and you just tighten it down if you need to lock it into a position. And then, like, I'm giving a good amount of pressure on this, and it's not moving. So I'm gonna go ahead and put all the segments on here to get the full flex arm onto my mount, just so you guys can see. Now here's the second segment on, same concept, and for the final piece. All right, now that we got the final piece on, you can see the whole flex arm is put together. These are the knobs you can kind of turn, and you can kind of change each position. So you want to go, turn this like 90 degrees, maybe turn this at a 45. Come in here and change this one. I mean, you can look at the flexibility of this thing, and then once you have your camera or light mounted onto here, that can actually pivot as well. So pretty versatile system. I think they did a really good job, especially with, it's very low profile. It's a very clean setup. When you get a lot of the big rigs, it kind of takes up a lot of space, even though maybe for face value, it might look like a better system. And I'm sure there are better systems out there. I've seen a lot of cool setups, maybe that could even be cheaper. This just works very well. And Elgato has always been a company that, again, targets streamers, YouTube, just kind of every content creator out there. And it makes everything a very clean setup, and they have a really good system with all their products. I have a lot of their products. I have their foot pedal as well. And maybe I'll do a review on that. I have their Stream Deck. Maybe I'll make more videos in the future on Elgato products so you guys can get a good idea of the quality of their products and maybe use cases for yourself when you guys want to make content. So that's the setup now. I'm going to go ahead and put it on the multi-mount itself. I'll take my camera off and let you guys see. This is actually going to be way too big for my current setup. I'm going to have to take off a couple, like maybe the top two, because this is pretty long. I think this is a really good length, and I think you guys will be able to get a lot of shots with the amount of attachments they've given for this product. So we'll go ahead and switch now. So this kind of gives you a good idea what the mount is going to look like on the base mount itself. So I actually have this attached down to my desk. Again, this is the Magnus Pro XL desk, so it mounts very well on here. This is the arm itself. You can tighten and loosen these to raise this section up and then raise this section up so you can get it very high. This is the longer piece that came with the flex arm. This is the slightly smaller one, and these are the two small pieces. So I might actually mount it on the back side of my desk riser, but I wanted to put it in the same position you guys saw the first part of the video in, with the unboxing of the flex arm itself, just so you can see how versatile it is. You see I kind of have it going in a weird zigzag shape, and then I'm going to try to put this to look straight down. So we're going to go ahead and cut to that part of the video now. By the way, I'm also testing out today the Hollyland Mark II wireless mic for this video. So let me know in the comments how the audio sounds. It's a super compact, like dual wireless system. It's basically kind of like a plug and play. It has great range from what I'm gathering and what I've seen online. It has built-in noise cancellation. I'm curious, compared to my Elgato mic that you guys seen me use in my previous videos, how it's going to compare to this microphone here. I'm sure this mic is going to be a lot better just because of the type of mic it is. It's probably going to sound a lot bassier. It's going to sound a lot more crisp and cleaner. But again, this is a wireless microphone setup that I can take my camera out and get more content for you guys. So I'm really curious if you guys are going to like the audio and if it's going to be good enough to continue with YouTube, because to me, what I found online, this is kind of like the best bang for your buck. If you're getting into content creation and you wanted to spend a little bit more money over a like wired boom mic, this is a pretty good option. So it does have two tiny transmitters that clip pretty much anywhere. It could be onto your shirt, hat. This is what I have on my hat here. I'm actually using the clip, but it is magnetic. So they do have magnets you can clip to your shirt, your hat. You have a necklace you can use. Just a lot of options for the microphone itself. Has a built-in USB-C and a lightning receiver option. It kind of works very well for both the iPhone and Androids. As you can see here, you clip these right into your phone and you can transmit audio into a better microphone. So it's actually a pretty versatile microphone setup. It also has built-in rechargeable batteries with a solid battery life. I think online it says you can get around 10 hours, and it comes with a charging case, which is this right here. So it's kind of like the AirPods. You're just going to throw these bad boys in here along with the receiver, and it's going to charge your microphones. So pretty cool option. I actually have the transmitter plugged into my computer this time. It's actually not plugged into the camera since I'm recording this off OBS. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Going on to the Flex Arm. I did have to change the setup a little bit just because the GH5 is pretty heavy and the angles weren't kind of lining up properly. So I changed the setup angle that you just saw a little differently, but this is a top-down shot compared to the original positioning, which I think the camera was more down here. I still think it's more ideal if I would set it up directly behind my monitor so you guys could see it kind of come over and go straight down. I'm just not quite sure how I'm going to set this up yet. Once I get that final setup, maybe I'll give you guys a look so you guys can see how I decided to do the camera and the lighting mount. It's pretty good for top-down shots. I mean, you guys can see the product's a little bit better now. So let's move on to the solid arm. This will be a little bit quicker unboxing here. So solid arm, again, for the multi-mount system. You have your instructions. To give you a look, this is kind of how they're talking about setting up your light and camera. I can set my smaller key light up here and then mount my camera onto here, which I might do, or I might switch it. I might put my camera up here and my light here. So I'll play around with that and let you guys know what I want to do. But again, similar construction, just one small arm. Here you can mount your camera. It's pretty simple, but the reasoning I think you can do your light as well is because you still have this ball joint. This was what I was curious about because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do this, but after looking at it, it looks like I can just throw the light ball joint onto here and it'll work as well. Fairly simple. You just kind of put it onto the multi-mount using the clamp here and cinch it down and you're good to go. So there is one small problem, and it's only because of how I have my setup. So the Secret Labs Magnus Pro XL and the desk riser combo. If you don't have the desk riser, you can kind of set it up how I was thinking about setting it up, which would just be directly behind the main monitor here. So the original goal, this is how I have it mounted now. So you can mount the light on the sidearm here, but original goal was I was going to mount it here in the center and either have the camera or kind of like off to the center, have the camera on here kind of poked around to the side, because I have my camera set up here just how I have my wall set up for the background. Not a huge deal if I wanted to put the camera there, but I wanted to mount it directly behind it. But this desk riser does not let me do that, and I'll explain why. If you can kind of see here, this is how you can mount the arm onto the Secret Labs desk, and it fits fine. It only works on the XL versions because the tray in here is deep enough. But if you can see here, the desk riser actually extends past it, so you can't mount it here under there. I was going to mount it onto here, but the depth is too shallow. So if you don't have this, you can mount it directly behind the monitor. Now, I might, let's see, I don't know. I have to figure that out, how I want to do it. I think I could maybe get a smaller knob for the screw bottom, because this is what I'm talking about here for the actual mount. It's kind of very similar to this. It's very big. So maybe if you could get a smaller knob, maybe it'll fit. I'm not sure. So I'm going to play around with this right here, and I'll probably just have this set up where you just saw it. So one small problem, but it's not a big deal. We can pivot. All right, so I did go ahead and switch up the setup. I ended up moving my camera to the solid arm and the light on top of the multi-mount. I did that because I couldn't get the quite perfect setup regarding behind the monitor like we talked about, just because it's not going to be compatible. maybe unless I get a different like mounting bracket or screw. But the reason I put it on the solid arm is I did want the camera to be pushed farther away. I do only have a f-stop lens is 2.8, so the farther away I have that camera, the more I can kind of zoom in so you can see the background just a little bit more blurrier. So for right now, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep it probably set up like this. And then when I do want to do those top-down shots, the only negative side is I'm going to have to switch my light over to the left and my camera back up so I can get these top-down shots. But I will go ahead and also put a side-by-side comparison on the screen for to look at for when I did have it mounted on the Flex Arm and then when I just had it on the multi-mount kind of pointed down. But I do kind of like it better on the Flex Arm because you can kind of see in the picture, you can see a lot more of the scene because I'm getting that camera a lot higher up and I can zoom that lens out or in and you can just see a lot more on the table. It would look a lot better if I had it behind or if I ended up wanting to move it to the front. So then you're kind of looking almost down at the angle I'm looking at. So I can't kind of move this all around the desk to try to put it down and get like the perfect shot for that scene. So I think it's a very versatile tool. And I think I'm just going to have to continue to record with these tools that I have now to really fine tune my setup and how I want to create content in the future. But yeah, this thing is, like I mentioned, it's very versatile. I mean, it pretty much works with anything from your GoPros, DSLRs, your key lights, mic arms, and I think it might even work with some Stream Deck mounts. I'm not quite sure. I haven't tried. I don't have a mount for my Stream Deck. But you can also expand this with things like they have like a weighted base, wall mounts, phone grips, and they even have a smaller version, I think, the Flex Arm Small. This is the large. So you can definitely really build out like the perfect custom rig with this. Now, it's not the cheapest option out there. You can find more budget items on Amazon. So that is one thing I'm curious if you guys have better options out there. And I guess really the only downside is your reach that you could get with it. I have the large, so I don't think I'm gonna have any issues really getting reach with this. Now, if you had the small, maybe you would have issues. And then it does take a little tinkering around with to kind of get your perfect setup. I'm at a good stopping point for now, but I know I'm gonna continue to work on this setup and it's gonna take me a while to get that, hopefully that perfect. I set it up and I don't have to touch it, but we'll see. Hopefully I can get that done, but if not, that's fine. At least I have it and it's gonna make my life a little bit easier, and it also makes my desk a little bit more cleaner. Once you pull the trigger on something like this, it's one of those things you can buy once and it's just good for years, and I don't think you're gonna ever regret buying it unless you just find something way cheaper that is just way better. And I've always been kind of biased towards Elgato because I think they make amazing products. And I think when your camera light is finally sitting in that perfect spot, you're gonna wonder how you ever worked without it. You can take that at face value, but please let me know your opinions on the Elgato products down below. If you like the video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. I'll also throw up the Secret Labs Magnus Pro XL unboxing video I did. So please head over, watch that video, and let me know your opinions on Secret Labs products. So see you guys in the next one.